What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with NIO stock, what you should be watching for moving forward. I'm also going to break down why NIO has some bullish signals developing and what this does mean for the future moving forward. I'm also going to talk about what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers, and how the market is looking so far. But before I break anything down, all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I'm firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you're guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. The offer ends in just about 9 days, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, let's break down what's going on with NIO, as technicals are starting to look bullish for the short term. So what's happening to the market? We had a very, very wild day. Basically, in the morning, we had this big data that came out. We had the jobs numbers, and they ended up not being too good, right? They weren't too good, and the market ended up sinking in the morning, right? We gapped down pretty hard. So let me actually pull up the 4-hour chart just to show you what I'm talking about. Uh, so right here on the 4-hour time frame, we actually gapped down. Let me just hide the extended hours. And the market ended up sinking as we opened up. The market came down all the way down to this 420 area. We're just stuck down here chopping around. And then we saw the market get a very, very monstrous bounce. So we got this very nice bounce to start filling these gaps that we formed. And the market started to look bullish after that. So how did this really play out? Well, when the jobs numbers came out in the morning, we had non-farm payrolls being 336,000. That was way too high, which is incentivizing the Fed to be hawkish. Data wasn't the best, and the market ended up slowing down. But then, as time went on, the market makers knew that, all these people are turning bearish, they're shorting the market. So they toyed with investors by bringing the market down to 420 on SPY. NIO came down, the whole market came down. Then we saw this monstrous short squeeze to annihilate the short positions, to hurt people holding their shorts. This is all part of the market maker's plan, and this is why the market ended up pumping the way it did. So with that said, with this monstrous pump today on SPY, there's likely going to be more upside coming. We're not entirely done with this 432 move just yet. We could see us pushing a bit more. And I think this is going to help NIO push up more as well, at least for the short term. Now, as a reminder for everyone, I just want to talk about how Monday the market's going to be open. We have Logan from the Fed giving a speech. We have Barr giving a speech and Jefferson all giving their notorious speeches. This is going to cause some volatility, so make sure you're prepared for that as we're going to see some interesting moves. Now, to add on to all of this, I just wanted to add on to the fact that after they give their speeches, this could still not really hurt the markets much. I think the market could still continue to pump temporarily. But as time goes on, things could change because we have earnings coming out very soon. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are very lame. No earnings that are too significant are going to be coming out. But Thursday and Friday is when things get serious. So let me just zoom in a little bit. So on Thursday, we have Delta, we have Domino's, and just a couple of others. We also have on Friday, Citi, BlackRock, Progressive, Wells Fargo, and JP Morgan Chase. So big earnings for Friday. Now, when it comes to NIO, I just want to mention that NIO has been talking about their EP9, which is just an incredible race car, which is making many of the, Forza Motorsport games. And they're just telling us a lot about their future and how well they're doing. I just want to warn you guys that October tends to not be the strongest of months for NIO when it comes to deliveries, but November and December tend to be very, very strong for them. So there could be some major upside coming later on. I'm going to make a video tomorrow about the longer term for NIO, why I'm still a big bull, and some other important things. But for the short term, I just want to talk about how things are looking. Now, when it comes to NIO, I just want to add on that Deutsche Bank is still giving NIO a buy rating. Price-risk ratio is going up as NIO is gaining some strength. And finally, when it comes to short sale volume, it's very flat right now. Nothing too insane is happening. So what do I see on the charts, especially for NIO? I am leaning a bit more bullish. And here's why. Because when you look at NIO, I just want to mention that when we zoom out of this chart, we have a possible cup and handle like formation developing on it. So this is looking like a cup, and then the handle is forming right here. So I could see this thing be pushing towards 9.26 very, very soon. And I'm leaning a bit more bullish for that reason. On the daily chart, okay, on the daily, we have the same thing developing, a nice cup and handle. If it does break above 9.26, we could see it attempt to fill this gap. It may just stop at like 9.5 before doing so, but the gap could take us all the way up to about 10.2. So I could see some upside for NIO, and I think that it's going to be starting very soon with the markets. No guarantees this move is going to last forever for the markets. There could still be more downside later on. But for now, we're just going to be looking at the current trend. Anyways, going back to the charts, like I was saying, on SPY, the daily is looking more bullish. And it looks to me like there's going to be an attempt to try to get to this gap resistance. First, we have to get to 432, which I think is going to be tested next week. But we'll see if we reject off that or not, because there's no guarantee the market will just pump forever. Like I said before, there could be downside coming still. But for now, we're just going to be watching to see how this ends up unfolding. Can we get above 432? As for Tesla, Tesla has a bullish cross in the PPO, but do not forget that Tesla has a head and shoulders like pattern, and it's not officially uh, invalidating this just yet. We need Tesla to break above these gap fill areas. We need to see a break above like 270 to try to really invalidate this. As long as we're below 262.5, there is still a possibility that this plays out. So I just want to warn you about that. Aapl looks a bit more bullish. We're going to be watching this 178 resistance. If that breaks, you're going to be watching 180 as resistance as well, and we'll see if that breaks or not. That's going to be a very key level. For the QQQ, you're going to be watching this thing, testing this 366 resistance in the future. If it breaks above that, I could see it getting very close to 370 before topping and then potentially making another move. So there could be more upside, which could help drag NIO up to some extent. And last but not least, for Nvda is still holding up quite nicely because we have a very nice looking inverse head and shoulders like pattern. And this could actually bring the Nvda all the way up to about this 460 area. I think we haven't met our full target just yet, so there's more potential upside. So we're going to be watching this very carefully. As for NIO with the cup and handle like formation, I could see NIO be approaching this $9 area thanks to the market pushing it up. I think that it's going to make an attempt to fill the gap or get to gap resistance. So I could see this thing getting very close to about this 9.5 area, especially if we break above $9. It's holding up quite decently, and I think there's some upside potential. So I do believe NIO is going to try to do so. So I'm leaning a bit more bullish, but I just want to warn everyone that NIO may not be done with the selling just yet. Don't forget that October tends to be a weak month for deliveries. So there could be, more downside in the future, which is completely fine. It's going to be okay because for the long term, I'm still very bullish. I think NIO is going to see a monstrous end to the year. I'm going to be making another video about the end of the year for tomorrow. So I'm going to talk more about that from a technical standpoint. Then I'm going to break down why under SPY and all these different tickers are still helping me turn bullish on NIO for the end of the year. And I'm going to break down exactly why that is and just try to be as honest as possible with everyone. All right. So with that said, I thank every single one of you out there for listening. Please have an absolutely incredible day. Remain calm, cool, and collected, and enjoy the weekend. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next video about NIO's long term. Thank you so much. NIO to the moon because the long term is very bright. And peace out.